A huge PlayStation 4 RPG has just had its release date confirmed. This game has already been released on Xbox One and PC, but Black Desert Online is finally making its way over to the PlayStation 4 later in August. We've got all the details on that. Also, other games coming to the PlayStation 4. ELEA, a sci-fi adventure game, has been dated for the PlayStation 4. That'll be dropping July 25th. Greedfall is yet another RPG coming from the developers over at Spiders and being published by Focus Home Interactive. That looks to be a pretty compelling RPG. And speaking of RPGs, this one of a JRPG flavor, The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 gets new trailer and tons of English gameplay ahead of its release that's coming later this year. We'll talk about that at the end of this video. But first up, let's talk Black Desert Online finally hitting the PlayStation 4. This has been a long time coming, as a lot of these online games are making the transition to various consoles. We've got Final Fantasy XIV on the PlayStation 4. We've got MMOs like The Elder Scrolls Online, and they've done relatively well. Well, now Black Desert is making the transition to the PS4, and that'll be dropping August 22nd, announced by developer Pearl Abyss. Pre-orders are available right now via the PlayStation Store, and also include 48 hours early access to the game and exclusive in-game items. So really, if you pre-order the game, you'll be getting your hands on it on August 20th. Black Desert is currently available for Xbox One and PC, and including the mobile version, boasts over 20 million registered users worldwide. Here's an overview of the title directly from PlayStation.com. Quote, slay monsters, abominations, and gods, or engage in relaxing life skills like crafting, fishing, and cooking. Become your true self in this truly open world MMORPG. The game touts incredible customization tools, one of the most powerful character customization tools available. Become your true self by creating characters that truly represent you. That is one element of this game that gamers always went back to when this game was originally released on PC. I remember being blown away by the customization options and just the attention to detail you could have in your characters. It's literally mind-boggling, and the fact that that still remains to this day and it's being brought to the PlayStation 4, that's incredibly exciting. It also touts revolutionary action-packed combat. Get to grips with the fast-paced, combo-oriented combat system of Black Desert. Chaining skills together has never felt so satisfying. You can explore an expansive open world. Black Desert has a huge open world to explore, from the seaside towns of ELEA and Olivia to the sprawling expanse of Calefian and the deserts of Valencia. There is always something new to discover, and the game touts a deep and rewarding life skill. Sometimes it's good to just sit back and relax, and in Black Desert you can fish, trade, hunt, craft, and more. Each life skill rewards players in their own ways, but every life skill can be profitable. The game also has a player-driven economy. Black Desert features a completely player-driven marketplace. Buying and selling goods all happen through the central marketplace, and the central marketplace stock is populated purely by the players. There's an official pre-order gameplay trailer out, so if you want to check that out in its entirety, have a look at it. But Black Desert Online finally hitting the PlayStation 4 on August 22nd. Incredibly exciting news, as this is one of the last major online titles that the PS4 has been missing, but that will be remedied come August 22nd. And again, pre-orders open right now on the PlayStation Store and do include 48 hours early access and exclusive in-game items. Alright, moving on from that, another pretty exciting game that has been detailed for a PlayStation 4 release is ELEA, a sci-fi adventure game that was originally released on Xbox One and PC back in September of last year, and it's now coming to the PlayStation 4 on July 25th. Here's an overview of the game from Sodesco. Since ELEA came out on Xbox One and Steam, the game has received significant improvements with an abundance of useful feedback from the community. The developers haven't been sitting around after its release. The game received many bug fixes, graphical improvements, and optimized gameplay flow, among others. For the new PlayStation 4 version, they've added over 200 tweaks and additions to the game. The team has also increased the movement speed and the clarity of ELEA. Furthermore, they've added new assets, upgraded the lighting, and interaction improvements to make the mysterious world of ELEA look even more stunning in the first-person perspective. The PlayStation 4 version also has a new save system with more progression checkpoints throughout the game. It also detailed PlayStation 4 Pro enhancements. ELEA will get extra enhancements for the PlayStation 4 Pro version. The game already looks and plays well on the regular PS4, but the added power that comes with the PS4 Pro has enabled the game to enhance several aspects. The resolution increases from dynamic 1080p on the PS4 to dynamic 4K on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Furthermore, the enhanced version has better visual effects like high-quality reflections anisotropic filtering, and shadows. All of these additions improve the player immersion in the game, which is essential for a sci-fi adventure set in space. The game itself, which if you're still unfamiliar with, is a surreal sci-fi adventure in which you play as a space scientist in ELEA in 2073. Earth was struck by a horrid childhood disease, and ELEA's husband Ethan joined an expedition to colonize Solus, a habitable exoplanet to save humanity from extinction. The interstellar ship he was on pilgrimage went radio silent shortly after it reached planet Solus. 13 years later, ELEA joins a recovery mission to investigate the fate of the expedition. What follows is a wondrous journey through space, so if you're into sci-fi games, this is one worthwhile to check out, and again, it'll be hitting the PlayStation 4 on July 25th. Alright, moving on from that, here's an RPG that I had been anticipating quite a bit. It's coming from the guys over at Spiders, and it is Greedfall. This is a game that got a little bit of attention, however, it mostly went under the radar, especially given that it's coming out right around the same time as Borderlands 3. That's going to be a tough one to combat, but nonetheless, Greedfall does look to be a relatively interesting game. It has you engage in a core role-playing experience, forge this new world's destiny as you befriend or betray companions and entire factions. With diplomacy, deception, and force, become part of a living, evolving world, influence its course, and shape your story. It's how it's engaging in a core role-playing experience. Achieve quests and complete objectives in a multitude of different ways through combat, diplomacy, deception, or stealth. Complete freedom in character progression, play as a male or female, customize your appearance, and freely choose your abilities, spells, and skills. Delve into a mysterious world of magic, begin a grand journey, and uncover ancient secrets protected by supernatural beings, manifestations of the island's earthly magic. Now, I don't think Greedfall is going to be an absolute slam dunk of a game. Again, it's coming from Spiders, and the guys brought us Technomancer, Mars Warlogs, and Bound by Flame. None of those games were absolute stellar RPGs, however, they did have relatively compelling premises. And in the case of Technomancer, I did think it was a little bit of an underrated game, and I think that is a game that aged pretty well, and a lot of people have been going back and checking out the game. When I say a lot of people, I mean a couple people here and there. And when people do go back and check out the game, you realize it's really not as bad as all the reviews made it out to be. Is it a perfect RPG? By no means, but it had a great setting, and hopefully Spiders can build upon all of the positives that they brought forth with the aforementioned games, and they bring us something relatively compelling with Greedfall. Again, it releases just 3 days before Borderlands 3, so inherently that's going to be a little bit of a hard sell to some of you guys, but nonetheless, I do think it's going to be a worthwhile game to check out. It'll be dropping September 10th, and I could very well see this game being one that goes on sale rather quickly, so at the very least, keep it on your radar. And lastly, I do want to give you guys a heads up that The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 has gotten a brand new trailer and tons of English gameplay ahead of its release later this year. Now, we already know the gameplay of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. It's not like it's going to be anything groundbreaking comparatively speaking to the previous 2 games, and this game has already been released in Japan, so we know what these games are all about. However, from a storytelling standpoint, that's really where the quality is accentuated, and if you're unfamiliar with the game, here's an overview of its features directly from the press release. The game touts Brave Order, a brand new battle feature. Brave Order provides party-wide buffs to give an upper hand for a certain number of turns. They can be issued anytime within battle by using Brave points. You've also got Link Attacks, a follow-up move from comrades that is triggered when an effective attack unbalances the enemy. Brave points can be gained when performing an assist or consumed when using Burst or Rush and Link Attacks. Be wise in deciding when to spend them. You've got Arts and Crafts, a fundamental basis of combat. Arts draw power from equipped orbaments and manifest in elemental attacks. Crafts are similar in offense but are inherent to each other. And then there is S-Craft, a specialized craft that consumes all of the character's craft points. It has extraordinary animation, so be sure to witness every character's S-Craft. That is essentially their ultimate move. A lot of those elements, if you've been playing Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, are going to be incredibly familiar to you. Check out the gameplay trailer for yourself. I'll leave a link to all of the information in the description box down below. It's about a 2-minute trailer, and again, visually, it's nothing to write home about. These games aren't designed for inherently having brilliant technical visuals, however, they are good looking enough, and do keep in mind that the original titles were designed for the PlayStation Vita, so you have to keep your expectations in line. But from a gameplay standpoint, from a music standpoint, and especially from a storytelling standpoint, these games are incredibly good, and I expect something similar out of Trails of Cold Steel 3 when that does drop later this year on September 24th. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, Black Desert Online will be hitting the PlayStation 4 on August 22nd. That is incredibly exciting news. We've been waiting quite a while for this one. Pre-orders are open right now, and if you do pre-order the game, you'll get 48 hours of early access to the title and exclusive in-game items, so that is awesome. ELEA is making its way from the Xbox One and PC to the PlayStation 4 on July 25th. That looks to be a pretty cool sci-fi adventure game. Greedfall will be dropping on September 10th. I know that's a game that a lot of you guys aren't excited for. However, I do think Spiders could end up surprising a lot of people with that one, and focus Focus Home Interactive have been publishing some pretty compelling projects, so hopefully Greedfall adds to their repertoire and their library. And lastly, you guys know how I feel about The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. If you've yet to play the first two games, make sure you pick those up. I know they're kind of pricey at $50 a pop on the PlayStation 4, however, they are incredibly good JRPGs, and they're games that span, 60, 70 hours, even more than that if you decide to do everything, so definitely give those games a look. They are well worth your time and money. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.